What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the Dread Pirate Dr. Disaster, and let me just start this off by saying that the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remaster is exactly what the Doctor ordered, a fairly faithful recreation of a game from an era where males were still allowed to make video games primarily aimed at other males.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
It turns out that the savior for the industry is just remaking games from such an era and letting them do their thing. Oblivion peaked at 182,000 players on its launch day, which is extremely impressive considering that it was a shadow drop that came out on a random Tuesday. It immediately hit the #1 spot on the Steam top sellers list, and the most remarkable thing about all of this is we have apparently just witnessed a genuine miracle because this game was a day one Game Pass release, and we have been reliably informed by the defenders of Avowed. We learned from them that Game Pass games cannot sell well, and it's impossible for them to perform well on Steam because everyone just plays these games on Game Pass.
But that's simply not possible.
Why isn't it possible?
It's just not.
Why not, you stupid bastard?
Well, obviously that is major grade bullshit right there, because Oblivion crushed it on Steam, and we haven't even reached the weekend yet. The numbers this weekend for Oblivion will likely skyrocket as people get off work, but everything isn't perfect for this game either. As much as I am enjoying the little bit of time that I've had to play Oblivion thus far, it would seem that they made a change to the game that is annoying as hell.
Oh, what fresh hell is this?
Yeah, they've added the body type 1 and 2 nonsense to the character creator in place of the female and male options. But all the apologists out there for this astroturfed new supposed standard for gaming, they keep insisting that it isn't a big deal. And let me tell you folks, it's so not a big deal that Nexus mods swooped in and banned any mods that changed this standard within hours. Clearly these people are bound and determined to push this crap in games and entertainment until the public is just as clueless as them about the basic truths in life.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Alright me hearties, make sure you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and also, please consider supporting the channel by becoming a member. This Friday, the first section of my novel, a dark fantasy story called The Darkest Heritage, will be available for members only. The book itself will be coming soon on Amazon, but in the meantime, if you want to support alternatives to mainstream nonsense where they don't understand the difference between the sexes, well, consider becoming a channel member for as little as $5 a month. In any event, let's talk about this Oblivion Remastered situation and the body type changes. Now let me say this, when it comes to this body type stuff, it is fair to say that it's a minor cosmetic part of the character creator mode, which usually doesn't prevent someone from enjoying the actual game itself, and typically hasn't been enough of a factor on people's minds to prevent a game from selling well. It's kind of like the woke equivalent of a diet soda. Is a Diet Pepsi as bad for you as the full-blown version? No, probably not, but if you slam 10 bottles of them every meal, you're still going to be pretty damn unhealthy. The body type stuff is woke light, and I don't care for it at all, and for anyone who doesn't believe that it matters in a game like Oblivion, allow me to show you at least one way that that is incorrect. In Elder Scrolls 4, there is a quest called the Siren's Deception, in which you look into a group of women who are robbing men by seducing them. Now, here is the dialogue that you run into if you are playing as a male character. This NPC here says, "I'll tell you what, we have a cozy farmhouse not far from here where we could, well, get to know each other much, much better." So yeah, they're totally trying to seduce you if you're a male character so that they can rob you. But here is what they say if you are a female character. Our targets? Weak-willed men who are easily fooled into believing they will have their way with us. Ha ha ha, men are so gullible. Now, do you see why this is idiotic if, instead of choosing male or female, you are forced to choose body type 1 and 2? The characters in the story aren't buying into this nonsense. This character here, for example, doesn't say weak-willed body type 1s are easily fooled. No, she says weak-willed men. Unless in this remade version of the game they change the dialogue so that they do refer to them as the dehumanizing body type crap, I fail to see how this lines up. In fact, I go so far as to say this is an example of a studio who didn't have the balls to do more than half measures. They should refer to people as body type 1s and 2s throughout the game, or maybe every character in every interaction should ask you your pronouns before giving you meaningful dialogue, because we don't want anyone assuming genders, and we don't want a game filled with non-inclusive bigots, right? No, this is just a virtue signal, and it's a half measure that makes nobody happy as they cater to the absolute minority. We talked about this the other day when we discussed the Pal World debacle, where people have been asking to change the body type paradigm to a male and female option, but as I'm sure you recall, Marek Tymiński, the CEO of CI Games, which made Lords of the Fallen, a few months back, he released a poll on X asking gamers if they preferred the body type or male and female options in a character creator, and as you can see, the male and female choice was by far the most popular. It wasn't even close. Damn near 9 out of 10 people said they wanted male and female. Well, they honored the results of the poll, changing their game, Lords of the Fallen, to reflect the will of gamers, and in response, this game, that has been released for a while now, was catapulted to the point that it cracked the Steam Top 10 Bestsellers list a few days ago, because a bunch of us support this type of game completely, the type of game where the developers listen to gamers. This reflected what the vast majority of gamers want to see. The thing is, the overwhelming majority of gamers are dudes, and more than that, we are dudes who don't want any part of this weird, activistic crap. We just want some escapism for a while. That's the beauty of video games to us, the escapism. But these activists insist on following us into our hobbies and shoving this nonsense in our faces. The problem is, though, that fighting back against this with a game like Oblivion, which is extremely popular, that's tricky to do. You aren't going to stop it from selling well, obviously. People like me, who dislike the body type crap, have purchased the game before we even knew that it existed. And admittedly, I'm having a blast with the game. Some of you may not like that, but it's the truth, and we have to face truths. So what do? Well, in my view, the best we can do is keep having discussions on the Steam forums, keep pressuring them to change, because we don't want this to be a slippery slope. Yes, I can still enjoy this game, but what if in the next game they don't stop at the body type 1 and 2 changes in the character creator mode? What if they do change it so that people are referred to in-game as body types instead of man and woman? Or what if they do ask for pronouns constantly? And we need to leave poor reviews on things like Steam and Metacritic for games like this that aren't listening to gamers. We have to speak out however we can, knowing that this is not one of those games like Concord where we are going to beat them financially by not buying it. The Oblivion game and the Elder Scrolls franchise is simply too in demand to beat them that way. But I'm gonna leave it there. Does this change to the game make it unplayable for you? For me, it isn't a deal breaker, but it is an annoyance. What are your thoughts? Drop them into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.